Have you ever met someone who walked into your life and in just a few days changed everything you thought you knew about love? My name is Michael, a 28-year-old young man from Lagos. Until last month, I thought I understood what love was. I thought it was all about flowers, texts, and promises. But then, in just 5 days, love taught me lessons I will never forget. This is not just a love story. This is the story of how I met Sarah, a woman who broke my heart, healed it, and taught me what love really means. So sit down, because this story will not just touch you, it will tear you, mend you, and live with you forever. It was a hot afternoon in Lagos. The yellow buses were honking, traders were shouting, and the air smelled of roasted corn by the roadside. I had just closed from work and decided to stop at a small bukka canteen in Surulere to eat amla. That was when I saw her. She was sitting by the corner, quietly eating jollof rice. She had light brown skin, oval-shaped face, sharp nose, small pink lips, and deep brown eyes that looked like they could read your soul. Her hair was packed in neat braids tied with a red scarf. For a moment, I forgot the noise around me. She looked simple, but there was something about her that pulled me. I walked closer, pretending to be looking for a seat. "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" I asked. She raised her eyes and smiled slightly. "No, please, you can sit." Her voice was soft, like cool water. I sat down. For minutes, I was silent, pretending to focus on my food. But my eyes kept moving to her. She noticed. She laughed. "Why are you stealing glances at me?" I was caught. I scratched my head. "Maybe because you're stealing my appetite." She laughed again. That laugh, it was music. We talked just small things. Her name, Sarah, her job, a nurse at a private clinic, and how she liked spicy food. The more we spoke, the more I felt something unusual. It was as if we had known each other for years. When she stood to leave, she paused and looked at me. "Michael," she said, "it was nice meeting you." And just like that, she was gone, leaving me with a half-finished plate of umla and a heart that refused to calm down. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying her smile in my head. I didn't know it then, but Sarah was about to change my life in ways I could never imagine. The next morning, Lagos was already awake before me. From my window, I could hear the hawkers shouting, "Pure water! Gala!" The air smelled of early morning akara frying at the junction. But in my heart, I only heard one name, Sarah. I kept asking myself, "Michael, why can't you get this girl out of your head? You just met her yesterday." I went about my work sluggishly, checking my phone like a man waiting for rain in the desert. But I didn't even have her number. By noon, something happened. My phone rang. Unknown number. Normally, I ignore such calls. But this time I picked. "Hello," I said. A familiar voice laughed softly. "So you don't save numbers again?" It was her. Sarah. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. "Wait, how did you get my number?" She teased. "A nurse has her ways. Or maybe the bukka woman helped me." I laughed. "So, what's the occasion for this call?" She said, "I just wanted to say thank you for yesterday. You made me laugh." It's been long since someone made me laugh that way. That was when I realized, behind her beautiful smile, she was carrying something heavy. I asked gently, "Are you okay?" There was a pause. Then she sighed. "Not really. But let's not spoil your day." "No," I said firmly. "Tell me. I want to know." She hesitated, then spoke. "Michael, life has been rough lately. My father is very sick, and I'm the one taking care of him. Sometimes I feel like giving up." Her voice cracked. My chest tightened. "Sarah," I said softly, "you are stronger than you think. And you're not alone. Even if I met you yesterday, I'll be here. Call me whenever you feel tired." She was silent for a moment. Then she whispered, "Thank you, Michael." That night, we spoke again. And the next night. And the next. Her laughter returned, but sometimes I still caught her voice shaking. She was like a candle, bright on the outside, melting on the inside. By the end of day 2, I already knew. I wasn't just interested in Sarah. I was falling for her. But love has a way of testing you, and my real test was yet to begin. It rained that day in Lagos. The kind of rain that pours as if the heavens are washing their sorrow. I was inside my room, staring at my phone, waiting for Sarah's call. It was already 9 p.m. She usually called before then. But that night, silence. I couldn't take it anymore. I dialed her number. After a few rings, she picked up. Her voice was low, shaky. "Michael." "Sarah, what's wrong? Why do you sound like this?" She tried to laugh. "It's nothing. Just tired." But I wasn't convinced. Sarah, please don't hide from me. Tell me what's going on. There was silence. Then I heard a muffled sob. My heart sank. She whispered, Michael, my father fainted today. We rushed him to the hospital. The doctor said, he may not survive if we can't pay for surgery. Her words hit me like thunder. I asked quickly, how much? She hesitated. 150,000 naira. To her, it sounded like millions. And to me, it was a mountain. I didn't have that kind of money. My salary as a small office clerk barely survived me. But when I heard her crying softly on the other end, something inside me snapped. I said, Sarah, don't cry. We'll find a way. I promise. She sniffed. Michael, why do you care so much? We only just met. I took a deep breath. Sarah, sometimes you don't need years to care for someone. Sometimes one moment is enough. Silence. Then I heard her whisper through her tears. Michael, thank you. That night, I couldn't sleep. I turned in my bed thinking, how do I help her? I checked my bank account. Barely 22,000 naira inside. I thought of selling my phone. I thought of begging my boss. I thought of going to loan apps, even though their interest was poison. The rain outside beat harder, and I whispered to myself, Michael, are you in love? Or are you just foolish? But my heart already knew the answer. By the end of day 3, one thing was clear. I was ready to sacrifice for Sarah, even if it broke me. Morning came with heavy clouds. I didn't even wait for breakfast. I carried my small phone, walked straight to my boss's office at Surulere, and begged. I said, Sir, please. I need help. It's a matter of life and death. He looked up from his files, raised his brow, and asked, Life and death? Michael, since when did you learn how to exaggerate? I swallowed hard. It's my friend's father. He needs surgery. My boss leaned back, removed his glasses slowly, and sighed. Michael, we all have problems. But this company is not a charity. My heart sank. I begged again. Please, sir. I'll work extra hours. I'll do anything. Just give me an advance. He studied me, then shook his head. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. I walked out of that office with my eyes burning. Lagos traffic roared outside, but all I could hear was Sarah's cry from last night. That afternoon, I went to a loan app agent. They gave me the money, but the terms were like fire on my skin. Interest that could choke a man in a week. Still, I signed. I had no choice. By evening, I sent Sarah the 150,000 naira. I texted, Take care of your father. Don't lose hope. She replied with a simple, Michael, I don't know what to say. Thank you. My heart leapt. At least I had done something good. But then silence. The next day, she didn't call. No text. No message. By noon, I dialed her number. Switched off. I tried again in the evening. Nothing. By night, fear gripped me. I thought maybe her father had died. Maybe she was in mourning. The next morning, I went to the hospital she had mentioned. I asked about her father. The nurse at the desk checked the files, then looked up at me. There's no record of a patient by that name admitted here, she said. I froze. I asked again. Maybe you checked the wrong file? She shook her head. Young man, I've checked. Nobody like that has been here. The floor shifted under me. My throat dried. I stumbled out of the hospital, my mind spinning. Had Sarah lied to me? Had she used me? But why? She looked too pure, too broken when she spoke. Still, doubt crept into my chest like poison. By the end of day 4, I was no longer just in love. I was drowning in confusion. I didn't sleep. My heart beat like a drum in my ears all night. By morning, I was determined. I had to find Sarah, even if it meant dragging the truth out of shadows. I went to the bus park at Ojalegba, the place where we first met. I searched through the crowd, scanning every face, hoping to see her smile. Nothing. I asked the traders nearby. Excuse me, do you know a young woman, Sarah? She usually buys roasted plantain here. Some shook their heads. Some ignored me. One old woman whispered, You're not the first young man to ask about her. My stomach tightened. By afternoon, I found myself at the small church she once mentioned in passing. I walked inside. The choir was rehearsing. I asked the pastor's wife, Please, I'm looking for Sarah. She told me she comes here. The woman's face fell immediately. She pulled me aside. She said, Young man, you don't know? I frowned. Know what? Sarah has been gone for almost 2 years now. My heart stopped. Gone? What do you mean gone? The woman sighed, her eyes heavy with pity. She passed away. It was a road accident on the Ibadan Expressway. May her soul rest in peace. The ground vanished under me. My knees buckled. I grabbed a pew to stop myself from falling. I whispered, "No, it's not possible. I saw her. I spoke with her. Just days ago." The woman touched my shoulder gently. "I don't know who you saw, but Sarah, she's been gone." I stumbled out of that church, my mind on fire. Everything blurred, faces, voices. Even the Lagos noise felt distant. Who had I spoken to? Who had I touched? Who had I fallen in love with? That night, I returned to the loan app office, clutching the receipt of the transfer I had made. The agent checked. He looked up and said, "Olga, this account is flagged. It belongs to a fraud ring. They've been using the name Sarah to scam people." My world shattered into glass. I sat outside under the streetlight, tears burning down my cheeks. So it was all a lie? The tears, the smiles, the whispered thank you? But deep inside, I refused to believe it. No, Sarah was real. The way she looked at me, the way she held my hand, I couldn't have imagined that. Maybe she wasn't the Sarah they buried 2 years ago. Maybe she wasn't the fraudster they claimed. Or maybe love had played a trick on me. I walked home that night, the Lagos breeze stinging my wet face. My heart was broken, but my soul whispered one lesson. Love, no matter how brief, no matter how painful, is never wasted. It had only been 5 days. But in those 5 days, I had learned more about myself, my heart, and the depths of trust than in all my years combined. And as I lay on my bed staring at the ceiling, I whispered her name one last time. Sarah. Even if she was a ghost, a scam, or just a shadow, she had taught me what love truly was. My name is Michael, and this is my story of what love taught me in just 5 days. If you've ever loved someone, even briefly, you'll understand that love leaves a mark, sometimes soft, sometimes burning. Don't forget to subscribe, because the next story I share may be the one that changes how you see love forever. See you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.